Alright, so I don't know if you're on Windows 10 or 11. It should work the same way. I don't know because I don't have Windows 11. But once you plug your drive in, if it doesn't autoplay, just go to your file manager, this PC, and that's what you're going to be clicking on. You have 1.5 gigs free of 232. I went ahead and loaded this thing up. Bunch of classic consoles and stuff. But you're going to double click Retrobat. Then right here, this is where I was going to put you some PC games, but I ended up absolutely filling it to the brim with everything else. So you'll double click Retrobat shortcut. Then you'll get this here. And we are in. So you have 4,322 games. I wouldn't get too excited about that considering most of them are, very, very old school, like this is nothing but arcade games here, which they're great, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of them. Same thing on here. There's a Final Burn, MAME, those are both arcades. You have the whole collection in Nintendo. 6 games in Game Boy, pretty much the only ones that matter. Whole collection of Super Nintendo, whole collection in 64, 15 games in Game Boy Color. Pretty much all the Pokemon games are on here besides like DS and 3DS games and stuff, and of course, Wii and Switch. But under GameCube, this is where you're gonna find most of your Resident Evil games. Of course, the classic ones are on PlayStation, but I would just suggest playing these instead. They look a lot better. They run a lot smoother. The GameCube emulator is absolutely insane. But there's your Resident Evil games, and if you notice here in PlayStation, I didn't add any Resident Evil games in PS2, and the reason of that being is the PS2 emulator it's great, but as far as performance goes, man, the GameCube emulator just absolutely smashes it. And on top of that, I'm not really sure what the specs of your system are. Uh, I know it sounds crazy to say, oh, PS2 should really work on any modern computer, and you would really think so, but PS2 just seems to be really demanding. But on the PlayStation, all I couldn't find Final Fantasy 9, man. They're really hard to find right now, but I'll eventually get that on here for you. But you'll notice even more Parasite Eve, some good RPGs, and here's all the classic Resident Evils. Now, pour it on if you want to, man. But the GameCube ones are the same game, except they just look way better. So let's back out. PS2, made sure to put some Grand Theft Auto, Final Fantasy, Inuyasha. I was like, I'll grab whatever anime games on here I can find, at least relevant ones. Kingdom Hearts, all the Silent Hill games. Well, not all of them, but Spider-Man 2 and 3. So you should have quite a bit to keep you busy, man. And hopefully, you have a blast. If there's anything not on this thing that you want, just let me know what games you'd be willing to sacrifice that I could get rid of. I wouldn't suggest getting rid of any of these, like the older consoles, because these take up absolutely no space at all. I mean, all of these consoles combined take up what one PlayStation 2 game takes up on this system. So, all right, man. Like I said, anything on here you want, or anything on here you don't want, let me know. Anything else you want on it, let me know, and I will get you hooked up.